Have you ever imagined a battlefield where soldiers are miles away, controlling the fight through a screen? A world where tiny insect-like machines gather intelligence, and powerful aerial predators strike with pinpoint accuracy without a human pilot in sight? This isn't science fiction. This is the new reality of warfare, and it's being redefined by one revolutionary technology: drones. For centuries, the image of warfare has been one of trenches, tanks, and troops on the ground. But today, the skies are filled with a new kind of soldier: unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. From the large, high-altitude surveillance drones like the Global Hawk, which can stay airborne for over 30 hours, to small hand-launched quadcopters used by infantry squads, drones are fundamentally changing how battles are fought, planned, and won. How did we get here? And more importantly, where is this technology taking us? The story of military drones begins much earlier than you might think. We're not talking about the last decade, but all the way back to World War I, with experimental aerial torpedoes. These were essentially early cruise missiles. The technology saw slow but steady development through the 20th century. During the Vietnam War, the US flew thousands of reconnaissance drone missions. But the real game changer came with the dawn of the digital age. Advances in GPS, satellite communications, and miniaturized cameras transformed drones from simple spy planes into the versatile, powerful tools we see today. The conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan became the proving grounds for armed drones like the Predator and Reaper, making drone strike a household term. These platforms demonstrated an unprecedented ability to conduct long-duration surveillance and then deliver a precision strike, all while the operator sat safely in a control station, sometimes on the other side of the planet. So, what exactly makes drones so revolutionary? Let's break it down into three key areas: intelligence, precision, and persistence. First, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, or ISR. This is the bread and butter of modern military operations. Before drones, getting a clear picture of the battlefield meant risking pilots and spy planes, or sending scouts into dangerous territory. Now, a swarm of small drones can map an entire urban area in minutes, identifying enemy positions, potential threats, and safe routes for ground troops. They can loiter over a target for hours, even days, providing a constant stream of high-definition video and data. This unblinking eye in the sky gives commanders a level of situational awareness that was previously unimaginable. They can see enemy movements in real time, track targets, and make decisions based on live, accurate information, not on reports that are hours or even days old. Next up is precision. We've all seen movies with massive bombing raids that level entire city blocks. Modern warfare, especially in urban environments, demands a much more surgical approach. Drones excel at this. Armed with relatively small laser-guided missiles, they can strike a specific vehicle, a single room in a building, or an individual target with incredible accuracy. This ability to minimize collateral damage is a critical strategic and ethical consideration in today's conflicts. It allows military forces to neutralize threats while reducing the risk to innocent civilians caught in the crossfire. This precision isn't just about weapons, it's also about logistics. Drones are now being used to deliver critical supplies like ammunition, medical kits, and even blood to troops in remote or hard-to-reach locations, bypassing dangerous roads and potential ambushes. And that brings us to persistence. A human pilot is limited by fatigue. A fighter jet is limited by fuel. A drone like the Reaper, however, can stay on station for over 24 hours straight, handing off control from one crew to another as their shifts end. This constant presence over the battlefield means that there are no gaps in surveillance. If a target goes into hiding, the drone can simply wait. This persistence wears down adversaries, restricting their movement and ability to organize. It creates a psychological pressure, the knowledge that they are always being watched. This capability to maintain a constant long-duration watch is something no manned aircraft can replicate. But the evolution of drone warfare is far from over. What we're seeing now is just the beginning. The next frontier is autonomy and artificial intelligence. Imagine drones that don't need a human operator for every little decision. We're already seeing this with loitering munitions, sometimes called kamikaze drones. These systems can be launched into an area and programmed to hunt for specific types of targets, like enemy radar systems or armored vehicles. Once they find a match, they strike. The human is still in the loop, giving the final authorization, but the drone does the searching and identifying on its own. The next step is drone swarms. Picture hundreds, or even thousands, of small, interconnected drones working together as a single, coordinated entity. Inspired by flocks of birds or schools of fish, these swarms could overwhelm even the most advanced air defense systems. One or two drones might be easy to shoot down, but how do you stop 1,000 at once? They could communicate with each other, sharing information, assigning tasks, and adapting their strategy in real time. One part of the swarm could conduct surveillance while another part jams enemy communications, and a third part carries out precision strikes. This isn't just a concept. Major military powers around the world are actively developing this technology. It represents a shift from individual platforms to a networked, intelligent system of systems. Of course, this rapid technological advance brings with it a host of complex ethical and legal questions. The most prominent debate revolves around lethal autonomous weapons systems, or laws, sometimes called killer robots. These would be weapons that can independently select and engage targets without direct human control. Proponents argue that autonomous systems could be more ethical than human soldiers. They don't get angry, they don't seek revenge, and they can be programmed to strictly follow the laws of war. They would never fire in panic or commit a war crime out of emotion. On the other hand, opponents raise serious concerns. Can an algorithm truly distinguish between a combatant and a civilian in a complex, chaotic environment? Who is responsible if an autonomous drone makes a mistake? Is it the programmer? The manufacturer? The commander who deployed it? Many international organizations and a growing number of scientists are calling for a global ban on fully autonomous weapons, arguing that the decision to take a human life must always remain under meaningful human control. This is one of the most pressing ethical dilemmas of our time, and how we answer it will shape the future of conflict. Furthermore, the proliferation of drone technology is leveling the playing field. It's no longer just the domain of superpowers. Smaller nations, and even non-state actors, can now acquire or build relatively cheap yet highly effective drones. We've seen this in recent conflicts, where commercial, off-the-shelf drones have been modified to drop grenades or act as flying bombs. This democratization of air power means that future battlefields will be more complex and unpredictable. Traditional air superiority, once the hallmark of major military powers, is being challenged. Every soldier, every vehicle, and every base is now potentially vulnerable to an attack from a small, inexpensive drone. So, what does the future of warfare look like in the age of drones? It will be faster, more remote, and increasingly autonomous. We'll see fewer large-scale ground invasions and more reliance on networks of sensors, smart weapons, and unmanned systems. The soldier of the future might be less of a frontline warrior and more of a systems operator, a data analyst, or a drone pilot sitting thousands of miles away. The line between the physical battlefield and the digital domain will continue to blur. Cyber warfare will become even more critical, as disabling an enemy's drone network could be more effective than shooting down the drones themselves. The rise of drones is a paradigm shift in military history, as significant as the invention of the tank or the airplane. It's changing not just how wars are fought, but our very understanding of what a battlefield is. While this technology offers incredible advantages in protecting soldiers and achieving military objectives with precision, it also forces us to confront difficult questions about ethics, control, and the very nature of human conflict. The sky above us is no longer just a space for travel and commerce. It has become the new high ground, the decisive domain in the conflicts of the 21st century. What do you think? Are autonomous drone swarms an inevitable future? Or should we be working to ban them now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this exploration of military technology fascinating, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. See you next time.